don't be embarrassed, be a stalker. Top tip. Hi, my name's Liv, I'm 24 and I'm an assistant producer for the Global Development team. So I work in global development. Development is traditionally the kind of ideas stage that comes before production, obviously. So coming up with new ideas for shows, for formats, be it for kind of typical traditional TV channels or for digital platforms, be it Netflix, YouTube, Facebook. And we're slightly different to some of the traditional development teams within the company in that we work more as a kind of creative consultants. So we're here for territories externally that might need some extra ideas or want a second pair of eyes to look at a show, or we're a really collaborative team and we're just here to help. So I applied through a scheme called the Skunk Project, but essentially it's for people that don't come from TV backgrounds. So people that just look like they've got creative, off-the-wall ideas that could bring a different perspective to this big company that's already staffed with loads of people with years of incredible industry experience. So that's how I came into the team, and that was about 4 years ago now, and I stuck around. So I've always been a massive TV freak, loser, addict, whatever you want to say. I was obsessed with Big Brother, anything I could get my hands on basically. So I went and studied English and film at university. I wouldn't say it was directly applicable to what I'm doing today, but it was such a brilliant experience. I loved every second of it. And then I came out and all I knew was top line, I want to work in the media industry in some capacity. I had no idea about the variety of jobs that were on offer. I kind of just thought TV, production, camera, something like that would work. And then my friend sent me a job, and fortunately the job headline was, do you want to come up with ideas for TV shows? And I was like, that sounds incredible. So no jargon, nothing that kind of confused me, and went for it, and now I'm here. 100% not the traditional route straight into TV, but it was such a brilliant opportunity because I didn't have any credits on my CV. I graduated straight from university. I was looking for that first break into the industry, and this was an opportunity that I was not expecting to be handed. So it was brilliant, yeah. The good parts of working in global development are the breadth of projects we get to take on. Because we're here as a kind of creative support team, it means that we get to work with a digital and branded entertainment team. We get to work with loads of external territories. We've got really good working relationships with Holland, with Australia, with the guys over in America. We basically, I'd say, have at least kind of 8 projects on our slate at a go every day. So that's the most exciting part of the job. Just, you never know what you're going to come into. I honestly, I wouldn't say that there are any bad parts of my job. I'm really lucky to say that. I think development can always be a frustrating process in just that you hand over your baby, you can work on something for so long and then all of a sudden it's in someone else's hands and you're kind of waving goodbye and you've kind of lost creative control of it, and then every now and then you'll hear it on someone's radar and it's so exciting. But I'd say that's the only downside of development. You don't get to see it through to the finish line a lot of the time, but the goods outweigh the bads. So obviously development has a big part in shaping a show because it's kind of like the inception of the idea. But a particular example for our team is, so we're global development. So Fremantle has a real, history of selling shows globally. So we had a really brilliant show that came from Holland called Get the Fuck Out of My House. Check it out, it's great. And it did brilliantly in Holland, and then other territories started to want to purchase it for themselves. But the way that kind of German viewers or Brazilian viewers watch TV is completely different to how the Dutch do in terms of scheduling. So we had to reimagine how this show, which we'd, for Holland, stripped across X number of days on every night, would work for Germany when they were looking to only have it on for 6 episodes in total. So a big part of our job is kind of, yeah, that was an example of how we've shaped a show for a different territory. And it's a really collaborative process, especially with our team. We're rarely solely responsible for an idea or for how something turns out. It's about working with a territory that's looking for an extra pair of hands or eyes. So we would send over suggestions and they would take what they wanted. So that's how we work. I think my primary expectations of TV came from my own ignorance about the industry. I honestly thought TV was about picking up a camera and filming something. I had no idea that there were teams that were coming up with the ideas, and there were teams that were focusing on brand and integrations. There were teams that were working on the social channels that promoted these shows. There's such a breadth of brilliant staff behind these things that we see on TV. So my biggest misconception was the roles available. I always thought it would be a really high energy, really fun place to work, and I can confirm that's what it's like. It's loads of fun. Everyone here is really inviting and excited to think of something new. There's so many TV shows out there, so everyone's just looking for that new kind of winning idea. I think schemes like Access All Areas and the Skunk Project that I was lucky enough to come in on are invaluable. There is talent to be had and to be sourced from all parts of the country, from so many different backgrounds, and what makes TV exciting are the different influences and the different, stories that people have to tell, and you aren't going to get that from if you're looking in the same place for the same people. So really it's beneficial to Fremantle and to every company that's looking to recruit. Go out there, look in places that you might not have thought you would find talent or might not be typically applying, because there is so much to be found there. I think it's invaluable. In terms of where I want to be in the future, I'm not 100% sure, because I think the industry is changing. I think that, as the kind of advertising world and the digital world and the traditional kind of TV linear worlds that we know coalesce, there are new jobs opening everywhere, and it's a really exciting time to be working in the industry because the different types of content you can be making are constantly changing. So I just hope that I'm in a creative role, coming up with something that, other people haven't seen yet. I'd say my number one tip in terms of breaking into the industry is to be cheeky. Don't be embarrassed. Email people, kind of do a LinkedIn stalk. We're digital young people that know how to use the internet, use it to your advantage, and hunt people down. Everyone wants to help you. Don't be intimidated. Don't be embarrassed. Be a stalker. Top tip.